on, they've already won one game as of now.
And of course, with that all said and done, we are going to be looking into the game, into the draft right about now between these two teams. So let us just take a look at what has been going on now with Loi, Popol and Cooper, as well as a Ling ban. Waiting for the last ban to go under the way for Temasek Poly's side, and that is absolutely going to be Uranus. And of course, with that all said and done, we still have a lot of heroes that's available for the picking, such as we have Esmeralda, we have Atlas, yes, we have, okay, Ling is out already, and there's so many things also, Hellcat, Hayabusa, Valere. There's just so many, too many things.
To be honest with you guys, after watching a lot of matches being played by our professional players, literally right here, they play better than me, of course. But we always notice that how apparently Atlas is basically the playmaker. Those team who pick the first pick or basically take away Atlas, I would say they have a better chance in winning, and I believe Republic Polytechnic or Team Asara actually identify that, literally locking in that Atlas, whereas on the side of Temasek Poly, go for the Kufra instead, well, second tier in my tank list, and of course with the Esmeralda coming in. And literally, I would say that the respect ban of Temasek Poly banning away Olaf's Uranus, because we've seen in other tournaments, Olaf being able to use Uranus at it's like what 40% damage all across the board, legit.
Okay, so right now we do have the Selena as well as a Lunox pick. Now this is something interesting, right? So we are looking at either one of these players going down to the bottom lane to solo farm, kind of like in the role of a fighter, or maybe they're not even gonna go for the 1-3-1 meta. They're going for the 1-2-2 meta, whereby we'll have Selena as a support, and we'll have perhaps Lunox in the middle lane getting all the farm, those kind of stuff. But it's kind of hard to say, so we'll see how that's gonna work out for now.
Well, to be honest, Abstract, right? I'm not surprised if I see Republic Polytechnic going for the Selena, the Lunox, and the Atlas in the middle lane, because Lunox actually does a lot of damage to the health. The Selena going with you want to abuse the fact that Selena can stun literally someone like miles away. So you want to be able to play around with that. So Republic Polytechnic, Lunox. Oh, don't forget, Lunox is also quite mobile as well. And in case if anything happen, she can basically pop her ultimate and go super safe. So I'm not surprised if we see Republic Polytechnic going for those three in the mid lane. However, Temasek Poly side to pick though, they kind of tease out the Farsa. I would say if they tease out that, if they actually went for that Farsa, it would make the game very, very interesting. However, it also opened up for Atlas going into with the Fatal Links. But let's check back the ban as well. Banning away the Jawhead, banning away the Kimi. So limiting Temasek Poly sides in terms of the damage, but then they're going to settle for a Kagura and an Alice, going a lot more tankier build in my opinion.
We do have the Jawhead as well as Kimi being banned out respectively from Temasek Poly and Republic Poly. Bauman as well as a carry pick. So the hyper carry is in here, right? So we've got a hyper carry.
Alright, I take whatever I said back.
Hyper carry, right, in the middle lane, together with a Selena as well as a Uranus. As for the top lane, understandably, is gonna be a Bauman, and the bottom lane solo is going to be a Lunox. Something that I've seen before back then, like a really long time ago, whereby Lunox goes to the bottom lane as well as Harith being in the middle lane, and both of them just kind of wreaks havoc together. Just kind of how the meta slowly evolves into this current state. As for now, Temasek Poly, we do have the Esmeralda, Kufra, Kagura, Freya, as well as Roger. So Roger in the middle lane together with Kufra as well as the...
I thought it was an Alice.
Atlas? Wait.
I thought it was an Alice. The skin.
Oh,
the skin.
No.
I don't know, I can't remember. But the point is, I think the main point is I'm looking at the Roger pick. It's a little bit very all-in. Roger, it feels like a gamble. There's no such thing as a passable Roger. It's either you go in, be the werewolf, be a monster, shredding people's throats in the air, and you just walk over the team, or you be that pathetic pup at the backside, waiting for your team to peel and not be able to do anything. So that Roger is a little bit unsafe pick in my opinion. I'm never a big fan of Roger picks, but you know what? They had the better idea.
Me neither. I don't really like Roger myself, but ever since the rise of hyper carry meta going about, they have allowed and given Roger a lot of space to start to go online quicker, and so the Wolf Pounce is pretty much the Lycan Pounce is pretty much something that really makes or breaks the game. And so if Roger finds the right time, he has the farm as well. They're pretty much just gonna put him in a perfect positioning. Although he's going to be right smack in the center of the team fight, he would have to wait for his fellow teammates to initiate first and then go in at the perfect timing, perfect moment, just so that he can, well, dish out all the devastating damage.
Ooh, TP is just gonna get that early invade, picking up that red buff, which is gonna be extremely crucial for RP. But you know what, RP is gonna do the same. That information given away by Atlas means that RP is just gonna take that trade for a red buff invade. Esmeralda can't match. So, but eyes on the bottom lane, Lunox is going up against an Alice. Potentially, an Alice will be able to, in my opinion, be a lot more beefier and tankier that the Lunox can't melt down. But Lunox does have the heal as well, the sustain to remain in lane. So does Alice. So that bottom lane will be very crucial. It really relies on who's going to rotate up to the mid lane and secure a lead for RP. Or, ooh, very nice stun coming out from Lynx.
But it does seem like with the help of Kufra, he is standing right in front of the Atlas. The bouncing ball will help to ensure that the Selena don't just jump right in, because with the bouncing ball intact, there's no way they can jump in. In the meantime, it does seem like Alice as well as Kagura are just going to proceed their way down to the bottom lane, but under the threat of the opponent's turret, they have to fall back now. We do have the Lunox that is pretty much A-okay, just hiding inside of this turret, doesn't have the ultimate just about yet, but once he gets the ultimate, once he's level 4, he has Brilliance, he wouldn't find so much issues dealing with soloing.
It's really hard to gang a Lunox, even in the early game in my opinion, because you have to heal, you have to sustain. If they want to come in, perfect, because Lunox actually gains more defensive stats when she lands that light form Q, the first skill that is, and then that is actually good for Lunox. So she wants to be able to fight with a lot more things to hit so that she can heal off of it. So even though we're slowly, steadily creeping into almost like an early mid game right now, we're not seeing any fights until right now.
But none of us is going to be the first one going down to the hands of Roger. And it does seem like TP, they are working that out pretty well to ensure that Roger is getting them kills. In fact, that is going to be the first kill, and Roger went in at the last minute just to ensure that. So good work coming in from TP, and at this point of time, with the first kill, it would pretty much set the tone to ensure, to pretty much show that they have the dominance in the top lane to get the turtle.
Yeah, so right now, as we're seeing a little bit of a scuffle happening at the turtle pit right here, it's like what I said, Roger requires a lot of peel, and look at the composition coming out from TP. They have the Kagura who can peel, you have an Esmeralda who can go in as well, and don't forget the Dawn with the Kufra, with the bouncing ball, there's a lot of peel coming out. So it feels like this whole composition that TP picked is just to assist Dawnberry with the Roger. However though, mind you, there is not a lot of Purifier coming out from TP instead. So I believe they don't really respect the power of Atlas, and it may be the downfall. It's really hard to tell.
Or maybe they know how to counter against this Atlas. Maybe. We'll see how that's gonna go. But as long as they huddle up together, congregate together a little bit too much.
I think they shouldn't be congregating up and huddled together, because that would be a nice Fatal Links. And speaking of Fatal Links, WX looking for some Fatal Links to go in, but will be melted down.
Yep, as I said, it doesn't seem like they care so much about the Fatal Links because they want to find a way to ensure that the Atlas will definitely go down. Turtle being slain by the Roger is going to be the next best thing going on about right now. We do have Darkening activated coming in from Talk Less Do More, but unfortunately the Chaos Assault did not land on anyone important, and in fact he only landed the Cosmic Assault once. So throughout all of that ordeal, even though Kagura went down, it does seem like TP still have gotten themselves in a better lead from all of that, because they got the turtle.
They got one kill, they got the turtle, they basically also get the XP, but do mind that the goal lead is not that far apart. Even though TP, on the side of the red team or TP, they have the turtle, RP is still, well, even as I'm talking about it, the gold equalizes almost immediately. So respectfully coming, it's a lot of respect for me coming out from Team RP right here.
So it's really tough for us to even say who's got the upper hand at this point of time. We do have the Atlas jumping right on top of Dawn, but hey, Dawn, the Kufra, is going to be a little bit tankier than Atlas would believe. We do have the rest of Team RP that is just going to be congregating in the middle lane, waiting for the perfect time. Does Fatal Link absolutely whiffs and just whiff throughout the entire team. Dawn Buri picks up the kill round to Atlas post of that failure, and now is going to put RP in a really bad spot. But hey, the good thing is that the Lunox did manage to get a kill right on top of Raiko. Dawn goes down as well, so we are not going to completely disregard RP's well, their power in this game. We're not going to look through that for now. But one thing I would like to focus on is that Dawn Beauty has gotten himself 2 kills for now. I believe that he should have a decent amount of net worth, 4.2k. The opponent, they don't have anyone that could match up to the Roger just yet.
Yeah, so you can see that Lunox actually going for the Wheel of Time, gonna look a little bit more tankier, in fact going into a concentrated energy at the same time. So these are tanky in order to survive the onslaught coming out from TP, as TP will be taking that mid lane turret down. That Fatal Link miss is just painful to watch, and yes, they're gonna trade away the tanks, but that pick off from Raiko just is there. It's something like a damage control, but at the same time, off screen right here, Talk Less Dubo actually pick up another kill on the other side, and it feels like Banana Fires will be picking up that Kufra at the same time. Dawnberry looking very low. The Lycan Pulse jumps right in. Olaf is kiting, and Olaf kites the Lycan down as RP looking stronger this time around. They're taking better trades. Yes, in that early game just now, TP looked to be a little more ahead, but RP finally got control of the game.
Now that is pretty much where Dawn Beauty, or rather, the power of Roger just kind of disappears. I mean, to be fair, he was going against with an entire kampong, all alone, so I wouldn't disregard that just yet.
I would say it's a whole HDB block.
Yeah, I would suppose that for now. In the meantime, we do have Brilliance being popped up by Lunox. He'll be pretty much safe and A-okay. Dawn was channeling the Tyrant's Revenge, but did not take the opportunity to initiate onto RP just about yet. TP is playing it safe because they know that they have a slight advantage in terms of, you know, gold because of Roger. Roger's doing pretty much A-okay, right? But the rest of RP, they are very consistent. They ensure that Olaf is safe. He have not died just yet, but he only have 1 kill and 3 assists.
Yeah, if you look at the score on the side of RP, their core, look at Olaf, you look at Talk Less Do More, you look at even Lynx himself, they did not go down. So in terms of the goal, they are still ahead. And it's just, in the early game, we saw how TP literally will be able to walk over with Dawnberry, but hey, speaking of which, a little bit of siege coming out from the side of RP. Olaf will be able to melt down Dawn, the tank buster himself. Kufra went down for no reason. Dawnberry get caught up finally by a Fatal Link. Oh no.
My. Now that was a good play coming from RP. Though, yes, they used the Fatal Links only on one person, but they knew who is the one that they need to prioritize. Although they didn't quite get a kill on the Esmeralda, but they did manage to get a kill on both Dawn as well as Dawn Booty, pretty much the most important players in this team in TP. So now, what can I say? Dawn Booty, he had a good early game, but now RP, they knew who to aim on. Dawn Booty's positioning is not that good because once you're in Lycan form, you are melee and you are going to be very vulnerable.
So, playmaker of this game, on the side of RP, WX need to land that finally showing us how to play showing us how to play the Atlas properly at this time round. That is very crucial in order to catch out Dawn. Look at him doing it again, pulling the 2 members of TP down as Dawnberry is at work trying to peel, but Carry is in the mix as well. We'll be able to kite out a team of TP, picking up a triple kill, and Maniac going into Carry as well, and literally wiping out TP's team composition. And we'll be proceeding to wiping out this this top lane turret at the same time.
That's game. That's pretty much game if they want to go for this. In the meantime, it does seem like Esmeralda really wants to get a piece out of the players from RP. We have the Chaos. We have the Darkening. He did not quite get a kill onto Esmeralda, unfortunately, because he was standing within of the fountain. And this is pretty much the time where things are starting to get spicy and just the whole of RP. They really want to get and destroy this turret in the middle lane, but it doesn't seem like they will be able to get that. We do have a falling Star Moon, trying to get a kill on Olaf, but Olaf didn't manage to get himself away. The Sun trying to go for the Star Moon dance and he wasn't able to catch up to him just about yet. Olaf gets away, or maybe not. With the 40 seconds respawn timer on his head, the rest of RP, they would have to tuck tails and run away from TP, because the rest of TP, they are literally just running them over like a truck they are. Suns go straight in for the falling Star Moon, but unfortunately did not quite catch that Selena. And now, despite the fact that they managed to bring down the top lane turret, they almost brought down the middle lane inhibitor turret. But they lost too many men, whereby TP is allowed to bring the Lord down now.
That Lord is exactly what TP needs in order to get back in the game. They have a very good early game, a disastrous mid game, and finally, maybe this late game is looking in the favor of TP. With 3 or 4 men down from RP's side, TP will be able to secure that Lord, giving him more pushing power. It's probably, in my opinion, it's a defensive Lord coming out from TP, basically denying RP from that Lord. They would not be able to push in quickly. However, though, it's really up to... it feels like RP will be able to melt down the Lord very quickly with the help of Carry, with the help of the Lunox Dark Ultimate side, and with Lynx and WX providing that support, providing that vision. Maybe this Lord would not be able to crash onto RP. So it's really up to this play. As you can see, the Lord is marching down in the mid lane. When the Lord finally reaches the mid lane turret, what is RP and TP's play?
RP definitely wants to bring down the Lord as fast as possible, but TP, they're not looking into bringing the Lord into the middle lane's inhibitor turret. All they care about is trying to bring down the players in the bottom lane. It does seem like they are not getting that down. Don, as well as Don Booty, finds himself in a really bad spot. Don is just going to be revitalized coming in from the Immortality. He's going to go straight down with the 2 other members in his lineup. We're now left with Esmeralda as well as Alice to take over the rest of this part in Team TP.
Feels like RP dominated TP in terms of the damage department. Look at all of 914 with the help of Purify. Don't forget, Talk Less Do More with the Lunox can melt squishies like butter in the hot sun with a hot knife at the same time. Look at the Goldly. Finally, well, our TP tries to get some, like, you know, revenge in a sense. It was even, and we thought that TP might be able to get this game, but RP, their macro is textbook. Look at that. In terms of the Gold lead and XP lead, they are in the lead, even though they took a very disastrous early game. This is RP. This is Musarab, a signature. If you bring them to the late game, this is what you're gonna get.
This, boy oh boy. I have no idea how TP is going to get back into this game. Okay, so let's just recap, right?
I think they can.
They can, but it's gonna be very tough because we're looking at 3,000 gold lead that RP has, right? About, in fact, not even 3,000, about 4,000 lead in terms of net worth. They need to catch up with a great amount. They have top lane completely taken away, completely barren. Middle lane's turret is now at a sliver of health, and bottom lane turret is at half HP. They need to bring down a lot of turrets in the entire board in order to catch up in a little bit more of gold. So the net worth probably will go up by about 2,000 if they maybe even 1,000 if they manage to bring down the exterior towers.
But in terms of the map dominance, it's still in the hands of RP. Look at that. Most teams are at the top side. Fatal Links!
With that Fatal Links immediately just going to be linking down on 3%, followed by the stun onto the rest of TP. The whole of RP just going to be swooshing down, swatting them like little ants, and making sure that they do not even get away from all of that. Take a look at the bottom side of the map. It does seem like Sans did manage to get a kill onto Talk Less Do More, but Olaf took the entirety of the part to bring him down, bits and pieces down. Raiko, the last man remaining, he is going to be the Kagura. He really wants to defend his core, but with one person left and his umbrella, what is he supposed to do? Block out Reigns? No, you need to block out the rest of the ballistas as well as those arrows, which is not something that your Umbrella is capable of.
You know, I am looking forward to a patch where Kagura's umbrella will be able to block away minion attacks. That'll be hilarious. Like, you know, at least use that umbrella to good use, right? You know, your core is literally getting rained by the arrows and the cannon shot of the minions. And I don't know, I'm just picturing Kagura standing in front of the team, just opening up the umbrella, but everything just falls through.
And we will have Kagura's tag as mage/tank. I would like that.
Yeah, so I think the problem about this whole composition, early game, you can see Donbury will be able to do something, but then again, as the late game goes, don't forget, RP, this is Team Masara. They are the kings of late game, and they showed it very well right here. Even though they took very disastrous trade, the gold lead is still equal. Even though you give Win the kills, give the turtle over, they are still equal. And finally, at that very end, last team fight, that Fatal Links was that seals the deal. Aiming on top of Donbury, don't forget, that Roger did not pack a Purify. I think that is
That's kind of the main problem.
I think that's a sin. It feels like a sin. You pack Purify if you see an Atlas on the enemy team, or at least you pack a Diggy along. But because of the Roger, who is the main damage dealer of the team, the main core, the main carry of the team, you did not pack a Purify.
He got Retribution, right?
Retribution. He picked up a Retribution instead. So that kind of boggles the mind a little bit, and I would say a misplay coming out from basically when you pick up that Roger, especially with a team composition of RP, they have the Atlas. He basically welcomes you to come up to him, and he doesn't need to do the job of going into ejected mode and just Fatal Links your face. But
Not to
then
forget, he doesn't have any escape mechanisms.
no escape mechanism. That Roger is an all-in marksman, and don't forget, I would say that if TP were to actually have a chance, it relies on that Kagura umbrella. Because that Kagura umbrella kind of works like a Atlas.
Purify kind of thing. You can get away from Fatal Links, if I am not wrong, with semi umbrella escape. Is it?
Yeah, it's just a lot of open umbrella,
Or
closed umbrella.
Rashu umbrella escape. Something along those lines. But basically, he will be able to get away from most kind of crowd controls. But that pretty much means that they have to rely a lot of damage on top of Kagura, which should not be the case.
That's right. So it's a little bit off iffy. But don't forget, talk less, do more. The Lunox's job is to dive right in and pin Roger down. WX with the Atlas, same job as well. So once you remove Donbury out of the team fight, that's it. That's it for TP.
Yeah,
so
to the point
RP,
that he even had a single man Fatal Links just to bring him down.
Yes.
Which is respectable.
Yes.
It's absolutely respectable, and I would understand why would he do that.
yeah, removing that person away from team secures. Even though, yeah, you want to hit as many people with your Fatal Links, but hey,
More value, but what's more value is killing the Roger.
Yes, that's right. But speaking of which, that is I would say it's a little bit clenching. It was a little bit tight. But then after that, Masarap rather Team RP basically will be able to take this game. But as well, pizzas.
So, ladies and gentlemen, with the conclusion of round number 2 in Group B of this group stage, we have come into the conclusion to that one, and so is in the rest of Group A and Group B. We'll be looking at Group A again for game number 3 real soon. Best of 1 again, right after this short break as we enjoy our pizza from Pizza Hut.
Courtesy, and if you guys also want to get your own pizza as well, you know, this is the high time for you. While we're also going to short break, order your own as well, as we'll be tucking into this very cheesy pizza with a cheddar mozzarella cheese, and it's extremely cheesy. So if you're a huge cheese fan, this is the pizza that you want to get. And of course, we'll catch you at the break. The pizza is really good.
Let's go.